What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Suplex City Geeks. And this is episode 7, and I am Steve, the 6 feet of disappointment here. And joining me today, I got Mr. Brian. Brian that
What's
wants some
up?
Danhausen's, man. What's good, dude?
What's going on? We always want Hookhausen.
Fuck yeah, dude. Especially now that this is actually a thing.
It's
It's
actually a
actually a
thing.
thing. It's like we just want to see them in ring together. Want to see how this is going to play out because, of course, there's just so many thoughts going on in our brains as to what we want this to be and how we want this to play out.
hmm
Like, is Hook gonna wind up turning against Team Taz? Are they gonna let him go? What's gonna happen? It's just so entertaining.
Can you imagine a moment where, unlike in WWE, where you have father and son with the Mysterios, you have father versus son in AEW.
Yeah.
Bring Taz out of retirement for like one match,
What?
you know,
Oh man.
and considering the size differences between father and son and just like
Mm-hmm.
mass,
Mm-hmm.
like have Taz kind of like think he could like whoop his son's ass, but meanwhile like have like Hook just fucking dominate his dad,
Oh my god.
get him in the fucking Taz mission or the whatever Hook calls it right now. I'm
The
blanking,
red
but
rum.
like yeah,
The
the
red
Red
rum.
Rum, right?
Yeah.
But Red Rum, how can I forget?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like that would be a dope
That would
story.
be amazing. That would be amazing if that were to happen.
F- Father versus son.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. Super excited for
a
that
little
shit. I
a
can't
little
fucking
Red
wait.
Hook on Red Hook action.
Exactly. Exactly. And what's kind of cool about it too is that like if you're not gonna watch this pay per view, you can watch it for free because it's gonna be the opening match,
hmm
the buy-in match that plays on YouTube's. So
And yeah, just thinking about Taz versus Hook for a minute there, it'd be like old dangerous Red Hook Brooklyn versus gentrified Red Hook,
oh my, you're damn right. It's hilarious.
right? Like
That's fucking
old Red Hook.
hilarious.
Whenever Taz was like growing up in the streets of Red Hook, like Red
Hmm.
Hook was a bad
Yeah.
neighborhood,
Oh yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
in
I
the
know.
70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
I had family that lived out there.
um, but Red Hook now, I mean, between like
Yeah. It's
fucking,
it's completely different.
you got Widow
Still looks
Jane,
like shit, but it's
still
still
looks like
completely
shit, but
different.
like I mean, if you think about it, for distilling, you got Widow Jane and Van Brunt
Hmm.
Stillhouse
Hmm.
whiskeys made out that way, and there's literally a winery called the Red Hook Winery.
Yep.
I mean, the wine is made in Long Island, but for the most part,
It's
but
based
like
out of there, right?
it's based out of Red Hook, and
Yeah.
I was literally in their tasting room, and like I drank wine out of the barrel in the back with the fucking winemaker, and it was cool dude. It was like a mad scientist and like wine. It was fucking great. But yeah, Red Hook now. So gentrified Red Hook versus old school.
Hmm. And
Uh
nothing says gentrified more than IKEA in the middle of Red Hook.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, because yeah, that's just the cherry on top right there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like even so that's actually I want to say that's actually even before said
Then the
no
full
reason why
yeah
not.
that was the beginning.
But it's like the minute I saw the minute I saw Red Hook was gonna acquire a fucking IKEA,
Hmm.
it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're putting a what in a where?
Hmm.
You know, like yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, gentrified Brooklyn
Yep. Gotta love it.
or gentrified Red Hook Brooklyn.
Yeah. So we've had a bunch of shit from wrestlings this week. A lot of shit. Good shit
That
too,
was
actually.
bad.
Good shit too. Actually, some interesting shit because I guess we could start with some interesting shit, right?
Let's start with some interesting shit.
The interesting shit that happened this week, of course. It's stuff that's been for the last week or so. People have been talking and ranting and raving and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. The biggest thing that so far from last week is that we got news that Sasha Banks and Naomi, the at the moment were the current women's tag team champion, the Raw women's tag team champion, and they were set to fight to have a 6-pack challenge or a 6-pack match or whatever. It was them against who was it?
I don't remember.
It was Nikki Ash, Doudrop, and Becky Lynch, and one other person, which I don't remember off the top of my head. But it was supposed to be that. Oh, and Asuka.
Right.
Yeah. And what wound up happening is that they were not excited about their creatives and how that was gonna go, and they were pretty much like they
walked into the head of talent relations office.
yeah.
They walked into Johnny Laryngitis.
Johnny Ace.
Yeah, Johnny Ace. They walked into his office and they put their tag titles on the desk and walked out.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times you see something like this, you want to go, okay, I've watched this company enough. It's going to be some sort of angle or work.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out it's not.
Yeah, because
So
even during the show, they posted on their from their Twitters, they were pretty much like, yo, like they walked out, they pretty much said on air, they were also like, oh yeah, they've been completely unprofessional, just walked out on the show.
Yeah.
When they were supposed to be the main event for Raw. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. So the whole back and forth, is it an angle? Is it not? You know, 1 minute you think it is, then you read something else and it's not, then you read something else and you're back to maybe it is. And then the thing I had tagged you on was my friend actually posted on Twitter screenshots of WWEshop.com where you couldn't buy merch for either Naomi or Sasha because there was essentially their equivalent of a 404 page not found.
Yep.
Saying that there's no people by that name in merch, and then I'm like, okay, this shit is real. Like even though in my head, even to this very podcast, I'm like, maybe because they've done shit in the past, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more I even talk to you guys, it's like, no. My gut feeling, which is always right, is that this is totally for real. Especially because Sasha Banks had she wasn't quiet about her distaste
for not being
for the
happy.
company.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, because Sasha Banks, right?
She's been around for a while. She's not new. She's
not new.
What she was mostly complaining about was that she's been around for such a long time, and she's still getting the same stuff that she was getting at the beginning. She wants more.
She was super pissed off that the fact that Ronda Rousey got the title match and eventually the win to be the SmackDown Women's Champion, when it truthfully should have been Sasha Banks because she's proved herself over and over and over again.
Absolutely.
So like, then there was the tease of Naomi joining the Bloodline because she had tweeted, "Why am I not in the Bloodline? I'm married to them." Right? Because what is she? She's Jay's wife or Jimmy? I forget.
She's one of theirs.
Yeah, they're the same person.
Right. Yeah.
So she's related by marriage to the Usos, to Roman Reigns, to the Bloodline. Acknowledge. throw the finger up in the air like the point.
Uh-huh.
So like, there's all this talk that she, should be in the bloodline because of who she's related to and
Mm-hmm.
everything, and they're ever expanding, you know, fucking title reign.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Uh, but I doubt that's gonna happen. But
I highly doubt it too. I highly
yeah, like
doubt it.
it seems like Naomi and Sasha Banks are done with WWE.
Mm-hmm.
What this means for them as wrestlers, they are suspended indefinitely by the
Yep.
company.
Mm-hmm.
And their contracts have now been frozen.
Yeah. So
So
it means that they continues until whenever they decided to take off the freeze.
yeah. So that means they can't even wait out a 90-day no compete.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally not gonna be allowed to wrestle until WWE says, okay. But then
It's a bit of a douche move.
it's a douche move. But I mean, as much as I agree with that, I side with the talent because this is the same company that nearly killed Punk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I actually on Saturday night before my wife wasn't home, my kids weren't home.
Mm-hmm.
I was just sitting down watching a bunch of random YouTube shit, and I wanted to watch some some entertaining AEW flashbacks or
Clips.
clips, yeah, but moments of history of recent that we really enjoyed.
Okay, gotcha.
And the one that we were super excited about is you and I were recording the ICG,
Mm-hmm.
and that was when Punk showed up.
Yep.
Right? And the noise level is fucking so loud, and then you see him so excited and basically says that why was he going to go back to a company that nearly got him sick in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
Or nearly go back to a company that got him sick is what I meant. But
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
yeah, but he even posted recently siding with Sasha Banks and Naomi, and fucking douchebag Ryback.
You know, it's funny. I think I've probably like muted him for some reason or like blocked him because I don't see any of his shit. Because you sent me some shit before. I'm like, yeah, I don't, yeah.
No,
There's a
douchebag.
reason why he's a fucking douchebag and nobody
Yeah.
wants him to fucking wrestle with him anymore.
Douchebag Ryback said some shit that I don't remember. And then the other thing was like Miro actually tweeted or quote tweeted a laugh cry emoji with what Punk said, which is really fucked up. But it's like, Miro, they did that same shit to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they literally used you and abused you and made you like the stereotypical bad guy. They made you a wrestler. They made you a wrestling gimmick that really should not have been a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just saying that all Russians are bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There are some, but we won't talk more.
Right, of course not. This is not the show for that.
No, but
yeah. They made him fit the stereotype back then.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like, thankfully he's with AEW and he's a lot happier.
Right.
And actually,
even though he hasn't been in the ring for a little while.
Right.
But that's because he's working on TV stuffs.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's like he's at least used better too.
Absolutely.
But no, it's like I'm on the side of Sasha Banks and Naomi. So I stand with you too, because it's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking bullshit. Like, it's making me dislike WWE more and more and more and more and more.
Oh, and that's completely understandable because I'm pretty much in the same boat too. Like, granted, I watch the shows because it's kind of like our job to watch them. Like,
pretty much.
Yeah. Granted, we're not getting paid for it, but it's a bit of a responsibility.
Right.
Yeah.
It's to bring you all the wrestling and not just, 3/4
of. Exactly. Or just a quarter of.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't just for the other shows, we'd pretty much only be talking about AEW for the most part.
AEW with the little bits of NJPW and Impact.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
but it's yes, we watched the E because we have to, not because we want to. And
even though honestly they have some of the storylines are kind of they've gotten a bit better,
they have gotten better,
but they're still not great yet. But I guess all in due time, right?
I guess. But you know what I mean? It's like this is also the same company that 30 years ago from this very podcast recording, we lost Owen Hart,
Mm-hmm.
and instead of canceling the remainder of the show, they went
It
on with
kept
the
it
fucking
going.
show.
Yep.
And none of the talent at the time wanted to keep going because they literally
Mm-hmm.
watched their best friend, their brother, die in the ring.
Yep.
And this fucking company was like, oh, well, and they fucking removed him and brushed it off like, we'll keep you updated, but let's have a
Yep.
match. And meanwhile, like, the people knew, the fans, the talent, the backstage, everybody knew.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, let's just keep going. So I mean, if they're
Because
not,
like in show business, everybody says, the show
the show
must
must
go
go
on.
on.
Yeah.
But like, the point is, like, this is the same company that literally had one of their talent die in ring, and they didn't do shit for anything there.
Mm-hmm.
But now, 30 years later, they're just going to be complete douchebags and uh, try to kill their talent
Yep.
by like making them emotionally sick.
Yep. And
I mean,
bury them,
and bury
literally
them.
bury them. Yeah.
I mean, if we want to rewind the clock back a couple of months to even like the middle of 2021, it's like Ali, Mustafa
Yep.
Ali was
Mm-hmm.
trying week after week after week to get fucking released, and they were like, no, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
The man didn't wrestle for like what, 8 months or something like that,
Yep. Yep.
and then finally shows up on Raw with a so-called push.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
the funny thing is that because his push at the moment is pretty much going to be against the Miz, because he just had a match last week against Jinder Mahal, not Jinder Mahal,
right?
fucking what's his face, the new dude.
Oh, Veer.
Yeah, the guy that came finally.
uh,
uh, yeah, Veer came and he had a match against him, and then Miz was being the referee for that match again too.
okay.
Yeah, so of course Miz was like, "Fuck you! I'm going to do slow counts. I'm not going to pay attention. I'm not going to." So whenever he was about to pin him, he pretty much wasn't paying attention and stuff like that. So Ali lost. So that's pretty much bringing a whole thing with they're going to be going up against each other. Hopefully, it's a Hell in a Cell, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some other shit that came out of this whole weird ass E at the moment. Stephanie McMahon decided to step down.
Yeah.
And it's very weird because we didn't think that was gonna happen. She's pretty much been a lifer, obviously. Like she's been there since she was a kid. But
Yeah.
um
I mean, she was like fucking. They're like WWE magazine shop model
mm-hmm.
when she got like some sort of face because she's Vince's kid. But like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, but like just like how Shane was a referee at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But like Stephanie McMahon worked her way up in that company from being just a kid to like, the manager of like Triple H, and now became she was not COO, but she's like was CEO.
Something like that.
She's like,
I don't know exactly what her role was, but
yeah, but
she had
she's
a very
like,
prominent role there.
yeah,
Period. Yeah.
exactly. And the fact that she stepped down, the speculation at first was that it was because of Triple H's health, but apparently he's back at work full time.
Right.
So it's not. I mean, I guess taking time off, burnt out, be home with her kids.
Probably.
They went through a lot with Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that shit takes a toll. Like, as we stated in the past, that like the video of him talking to Stephen A. Smith, it's like his kids, what I say they were like 9, 11, and 13. Like,
Something like that, yeah.
yeah, like, they went from watching their dad, who was like the strong bodybuilder Adonis
Mm-hmm.
type, to be like the, daddy needs medical attention.
Mm-hmm.
And
So to a person that's actually completely vulnerable at the moment.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's sort of in the sense of I still remember it to this day when Schwarzenegger had his heart surgery years ago.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like the doctor was like, I just cut into the Terminator, but he's just flesh.
Yeah.
Like here's this bodybuilder, and he's just literally a person that needs, a part swap. Wow, too many action figures on the brain. Part swap. But you get what I'm going.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're putting down.
It tracks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, like the fact that Triple H just went, through hell, and now he's full time at work again. I mean, the kids need somebody outside. They need nannies are fine when it comes down to taking care of the kids for what they need at the moment,
Right.
but they'll never take care of the kids' needs. That's when the parent steps in.
Absolutely.
And I guess now they need Stephanie more than ever because Triple H is back at work, and their kids need a parent. Yeah. So,
and she's noticed that already. Either that, or like Triple H, like they really need your help.
Yeah. Oh,
we'll
so while we're on the subject of interesting WWE news, that's not
mm-hmm.
really like talking about matches or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So this literally just popped up on my news feed on Facebook, and I've actually seen this once or twice on Twitter. The speculation about WrestleMania 39 is that the speculation about WrestleMania 39 is that they want the rumored match between The Rock and Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
We've been hearing that news now for months.
Yep.
Pretty much since WrestleMania. Actually, truthfully, since last WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So The Rock hasn't wrestled a match since it was actually 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he hurt himself in the match, and that's when he hurt himself in the match, needed surgery, and that halted production on Hercules.
Yep.
So the news of today is that The Rock has no commitments to Hollywood.
In the first quarter. Yep.
Yeah.
In the first quarter of next year.
Mm-hmm. Which means that'll be perfect timing to lead into WrestleMania.
Yeah. Because WrestleMania is the beginning of the year.
Yeah, because first you have the Royal Rumble, then you have WrestleMania.
Yep.
So actually, wait, no. First you have the Royal Rumble, then you have the Elimination Chamber bullshit, or whatever the hell it's called now. But the next main show is Mania.
Mm-hmm.
And so the fact that The Rock has no commitments, who's to say that we don't see him show up? At any time in 2023 in the beginning.
Who knows?
That would be interesting.
Knows?
I mean,
or could could this all just be fanboy speculation?
It could all just be speculation. It could just be like, hey, like The Rock is free. He's taking time to just be with his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Especially The Rock has the XFL.
Yeah.
Which
starts in 2023 as well.
Yeah, which I keep forgetting that's happening.
Yeah. That's a whole new thing that's happening. And they got the rights for ESPN and ABC. And I think they're gonna do it on ESPN and Disney. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Which is huge. Which is huge because they were previously on NBC, which nobody really watched them. But
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a huge deal,
That's a
and
huge
they
thing.
got a deal for like 4 years.
And and considering that The Rock is doing it, not Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
Um. So
Pretty much anything
let's
he puts he puts his name on is like absolute money right there.
everything from most like the last couple of movies in the last couple of years to his tequila
Mm-hmm.
and apparently his energy drink, which I can never find.
Yeah, I have never found that either.
Um. But no, so like we'll see what happens with this because I'd be intrigued if he does show up.
Absolutely.
I don't care about a match. I just want him to show up. Just
But
show up, cut a promo, throw an eyebrow.
yeah. But do you really
Say
think that's all they're gonna do?
yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
Or
highly doubt if they're gonna bring him in the right way, bring him in for like
or
a huge, an actual feud for probably like 1 or 2 matches.
or you know what? Have everybody fucking think that he's gonna feud with Reigns and end up being the fucking next member of the Bloodline.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like as a co-manager. Show up
Mm-hmm.
when he can. But we'll see. Everything we don't know. Uh, we don't know shit about fuck right now
Yeah,
when it
yeah.
comes down to 2023.
Yep.
So
We have plenty of ways. We have like half a year till then.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
So
we'll see.
that is the wrestling. That is the wrestling news for
Yeah,
the show.
yeah.
Now let's talk. Now
I
let's talk
like
about
that. I
fucking
like that.
wrestling.
Yeah, let's get into it. So
W
last week
R
we had
A
yeah,
WRASSI. Yeah, Lynn
yeah,
with the fucking
yeah,
apostrophe. Can't even
yeah.
fucking
Or,
spell
or
right
or
now.
or to spell it properly, it's RASSLI and
Mm-hmm.
wrestling.
Wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. Um, we got a lot of shit last week. Some shit that was actually really good. So I was super surprised. Not that I was surprised by New Japan because New Japan they always put out quality stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But last week they had New Japan's Capital Collision that took place in DC last week. Um, and they had a lot of killer matches, great fucking matches. And lo and behold, the Forbidden Door is completely open, pretty much. We had a
Yep.
lot of AEW. We had a lot of AEW people come through this, and it was fucking great. Um, from beginning to end, like the factory showed up. So Nick Camarado with uh, Aaron Solo and QT Marshall showed up at the end of one match, at the first match or whatever, because the guy that was in that first match was, I think he was on Dark or something, or at the last pay per view, and he pretty much said that he didn't want to join the uh, the factory, so they came out and they beat him up over here. That was kind of interesting. I still want to see where that's going to go. But that's not the main thing that I'm looking for. But the bigger matches of the night, there were a couple more matches as well that were pretty damn good. Um, but the bigger matches that I was really into is Brody King, who we've seen now. He was in WWE before, but he made his way to AEW, and he's been on the Indies as well. Um, he's also in the House of Black. Super excited for that. Like that's one of my favorite factions in WWE right
Mm-hmm.
now. In AEW right now is the House of Black. One of my favorite factions.
Yeah,
Um,
same here.
and he went up against somebody that showed up in AEW a few times with Minoru Suzuki. This was a fantastic match. And what I love about New Japan is that they really go by the classic strong style. And I fucking love the hard hitting, the violence. I've said it a few times on this show. I absolutely love the fucking violence that you get to see in this. There's not necessarily any blood or anything really. Like, yeah, you'll see a little bit here and there. But the biggest thing is that you feel the hits, you feel the punches, you feel the drop kicks, you feel everything. and you're just like, oh my god, how do these people get out of this? How do they do this on like a weekly, bi-weekly,
Right?
monthly? It's just like, how can they possibly put their body to the test every single time that they're in the ring? Like, I get it, all these wrestlers do that all the time, but these by far are absolutely insane. Minoru Suzuki is one of them. He walks around like he has no neck, really. Like he's there, like
Yeah.
he looks left and right, but he moves his whole body to move look left and right. And even with all that, even with him just struggling to turn back and right, he still put on a hell of a match against a dude that's significantly bigger than him. Because Brody King is pretty big as compared to Minoru Suzuki. Like he's a decent sized dude, but Brody King holds like a good like 50 pounds over,
Yeah.
and it was a fantastic back and forth. Um, I loved every minute of that match, and unfortunately, Brody lost. Of course, but what do you expect? Like you're coming to their house. Do you expect them to really put up an L
Right.
against you?
Right.
But it was a hell of a match. Like, it was really damn good. And that match led right into another fantastic strong style match with Eddie Kingston, one of my favorite dudes in AEW. I fucking love Eddie Kingston. Like
I
his
love him too.
promos, his promos are fantastic.
Hmm.
His style, it's that's us. Like that's the New York style. Like, I fucking love it.
Yeah. Like
Um,
we'll talk more about his promo on Dynamite when we talk about Dynamite.
yeah, yeah. Um, he's so fucking good in ring, but
Oh
also
yeah.
like he went up against another badass in New Japan, and that's fucking Tomohiro Ishii. Another fantastic fucking strong style match. Like, they went at it like suplex after suplex, like chop after chop. They what I love about Ishii is that he constantly goes for the chops, like constantly chopping the fuck out of each other, and I
Hmm.
fucking love it every single time that I see it. I know it's gonna happen, but I want to see it happen. I want to see it. This is like something that I look forward to at every one of his matches. That they have the chopping back and forth, and seeing the other person's chest completely red after they're done chopping each other.
And like it's a lot of training, of course, but like the chop, the best chops. I mean, if you think about Ric Flair,
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore Holly,
Mm-hmm.
just to name two others, and like chops after chops after chops. I mean, from like just heavy duty like strength and speed and just like holy shit,
Yeah.
And then like you see like when they're done, like, when the match is over and their chest, the capillaries all busted in their chest, they look like they were just
Mm-hmm.
part of the fucking Jackass crew.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fucking insane. Like, I remember when I was younger. I think it was in junior high school or high school. Um, because there was a few of us that we were into the wrestlings, of course, back in the day. This was like the Attitude Era, like the 2000, like the late '90s, early 2000s, because I
Yeah.
graduated 2000. Um, and I was telling him like, "Yo, chops are no joke. They hurt." And people were like, and one of my friends was like, "No, no, they don't hurt. They don't hurt. They don't hurt."
Oh
So I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah." So I was like, "Okay, stand back. I'm gonna chop the fuck out of you." And I chopped him. I stood back and I just went smack right on his chest. I hit him and he just fell. And I'm not a trained professional here,
Right.
and neither is he. He's not used to taking the bumps either. But then he was like, "Yeah, that shit fucking hurts." Like, yeah, it's granted, yes, it is scripted, but it's not fake.
It's not fake.
People get hurt all the time, and dude, these like Eddie Kingston, of course, and Ishii, they put on a hell of a fucking match.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those matches where you're just like, fuck, man, this is so damn good. Like it's just one of those things you're just like, I kind of want to go back and watch it again, and then watch it again, and again, and again, and again, because it's so
Like,
damn good.
you know what chop is hard hitting when you have your volume on super low and you
And you can
still
hear it.
hear the
Yeah.
echo.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And I fucking loved it. I was like, yes, give me more. Give me more of this hard hitting shit. Like I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course, same thing played out again. This one, the AEW guy lost against Ishii, but it's okay. It's okay because it was a fantastic fucking match. There were moments in the match where you're just like, holy shit, how are they gonna get through this? Who's gonna come up on top? Because you want who you want to win could possibly win, but it's a
Yeah.
very, 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 very close match. It was really damn good. Which led to the semi main event, whatever, which was Jay White, who we've seen in AEW, Hikuleo,
Mm-hmm.
who showed up in AEW a couple times. But they're both part of the Gun Club.
Yeah.
Oh, Bullet Club, now Gun Club, Bullet Club. Close
Right.
enough, right? The
Probably
guns and
say.
bullets, same shit.
Yeah. They're all clubs.
They're all clubs with guns and violence and shit. Same
Mm-hmm.
shit, same thing altogether. But both of them part of the Bullet Club. Went up against Okada and Rocky Romero. Who Rocky Romero is also in the AEW at the moment. He's from New Japan, but he shows up in AEW. He's also part of Roppongi Vice with Trent from the Bad Friends or from the Good Friends. Why did I say Bad Friends? From the Good Friends. Best Friends. Wow, I was all fucked up on that one, all over the place. Honestly, I've never watched Okada in ring. I've only seen bits and pieces of him around on the internet. But this was my first time actually watching him actually wrestle, and holy shit, he's good. He's also like the ICGPW, the ICGPW. Wow,
I didn't know he was on the show.
he's the IWGP. See, it's the same initials.
I, I was gonna be like, I was gonna say something like, that was wrestler, but that was Alex, and that
Yeah,
wasn't. I mean, unless Khalik is hiding his
right, exactly,
identity.
exactly. But yeah, he's the champ over there. But
Okay.
this wasn't a title match for that. This was a tag team match back and forth between the Bullet Club and Rocky Romero and Okada. And this was a hell of a good match. Like I've mentioned it on Twitter before. Jay White is a hell of a fucking wrestler. He is. You could see why he's super cocky about the way he does in ring and how he
Right.
and you see it there. You see his love for the sport and how he puts together a match. He goes back and forth, and he's so damn good at it. I fucking love watching him fight. And then Okada, when Okada was introduced, before the match even started, the crowd was as loud as the crowd that was for CM Punk.
That's amazing.
So fucking loud. Like I said, before the match even started.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah. And he's so fucking good too. Like I need to watch more New Japan just for these two. Granted, Jay White shows up pretty much anywhere he wants because he shows up in AEW, he shows up in Impact, he shows up on New Japan, he shows up pretty much anywhere. So I'm excited to see them. And this was a hell of a good match. It was a great back and forth. Rocky Romero is also really damn good at ring. You don't really see a lot of him because he doesn't have he's I guess he's a bit of a veteran. He's been around for a while. Um, and he shows up when he shows up, and when he's there, he puts on a hell of a match as well. Like he's fast, he's smooth, he knows how to work the ring, and he's really good at it. I really enjoy Rocky Romero in the ring. And this was a great fucking match too. It was a great almost main event match. It was a great next to last match. It was really damn good. Um, Jay White and Hikaleo won. It was good, like I said, and that led to the final match of the evening, which was Hishiro Tanahashi versus William Ospreay versus John Moxley versus Juice Robinson of the Bullet Club. This was another fantastic fucking match. Like, it was great. First off, John Moxley is a hell of a fucking performer. So no matter where he goes, he puts his all to every single match you see him in. And I fucking love it. It's one of my favorites in AEW. One of my favorite dudes. He's my top guy. Like, put him up against anybody. And he's gonna win. Granted, yes, of course, sometimes, people think otherwise. But or the cards may be set differently. But he's really damn good. Tanahashi, I've only seen him a couple times, but he's really damn good. They for a while, John Moxley has been calling out Tanahashi, and Tanahashi's been kind of ducking him. And this was the first time they actually got to fight together against each other in quite some time. Because I know he's been calling him out, and he's like he said he's been dodging him and stuff. But this is the first time you see them in ring together, and it was the first time I saw Tanahashi in the ring too, because I've only seen clips and stuff, Because of course the internet it's everywhere. But I watched it and I was like, holy shit, he's fucking good in the ring too. All these dudes in New Japan are fucking great. Like, this is not surprising, but the amount of surprisingness that's in my head is like, holy shit. Like, the shit that I saw is like, wow, fucking amazing. Like I mentioned for the last pay-per-view, the Windy City Riot, Ospreay against Moxley was another fantastic match. And we got that again here. Granted, it wasn't just them two against each other, but Ospreay's really damn good. He is so fucking good. There were moments that he did shit so quickly that you didn't even see it on the camera because the camera was too busy focusing on somebody else.
That's incredible.
And then the commentator was like, whoa, what just happened? We did anybody catch that on camera? Can we get a replay of this? Insanely good.
That's too funny. I love when shit like that happens.
Yeah. And that's what they actually do like about the New Japan style is that the camera they only have a few cameramen. They don't have a lot of cameramen, and they don't have a lot of hard cams on the ground either. Like, they don't have a hard cam for sure. I think they have one hard cam, but they don't have the drone camera on the thing that well, at least I didn't notice. But regardless, hell of a fucking match. And Juice Robinson, I've never seen him wrestle before either. And he was really damn good. There's a reason why he's in the Bullet Club. Because he's fucking good. Bullet Club doesn't just have just anybody in there. They have the cream of the crop of who should be there. Because we got Jay White there. He's the leader. And there's a bunch of other people that are they're all equally as good. And what does that mean? He wound up winning the match. He won the match, wound up winning the gold. Bringing the gold over to the Bullet Club. And that was great. It was a great fucking pay-per-view. So if you haven't watched it yet, go on Fight TV. Check that shit out. Click the link in our description. Go to Fight TV. Watch this pay-per-view. New Japan Pro Wrestling Capital Collision So damn good. It's worth the $20. Go there, check it out. That's 2.5, almost 3 hours. Almost 4 hours of wrestling. It's really damn good. Very well worth it.
Professional wrestling.
Yes, professional strong style pro wrestling. Because not that it's not like little taps. It's like literally like
Chops.
grown ass men smacking the fuck out of each other. Yeah, it's damn good.
Like I said, it's like, they're really good at the chop when you have your volume down to basically nothing and you still hear that echo.
Mm-hmm.
That ricochet, despite them being professional and pulling the punch or the chop in this case, but it still makes that impact.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
Yeah. The chop is real. The chop is real.
To quote Jason Bateman in Dodgeball, "Ouch town, population you, bro."
I like it. Population
which is,
you.
that's a line I have not thought of until you were here back in
Mm-hmm.
February, and
Oh yeah.
and you put it on.
Mm-hmm.
So now every time there's some sort of like painful thing, I just immediately think, "Ouch town, population you, bro."
Yeah. Yep. Those moments. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, so like I said, go check out Capital Collision. It's really damn good. Definitely worth. Like I said, worth $20. You're not gonna regret it. And it's a cheap ass fucking pay per view too. For like compared to a lot of other pay per views that are out there, it's a good ass price. It's good ass fucking price.
That is a good ass price.
Then of course leads us to some AEW stuff. Before we get into Dynamite, something that we rarely touch on because they're mostly dark matches. Dark matches don't really get any play anywhere unless it's AEW. AEW actually posts all of their Impact does it too, but they post all of their dark matches on the YouTubes. And this past week, something that I was not expecting is that on Dark and Dark Elevation, they had two of the Ring of Honor champs actually put their titles up on the line. The first one, which was on Dark Elevation, we had Mercedes Martinez going up against Trisha Dora. Trisha Dora has actually been in wrestling for a while. She was in ROH for a minute before they went away. They went up against each other, and that was a really, really good match. It was a great back and forth. For a dark match, it was actually like a good half an hour match. And Mercedes Martinez, she's fucking great in ring. She's really damn good. And Trisha Dora, for those that haven't seen her before, she's also really damn good. She's really good in the indies. Like, she has a really good ring style. She's a killer, dude. One of the moves that had me, I was like, oh shit, she's fucking holding this down. She had a leg scissor on Mercedes on her head.
Nice.
And she was holding the leg scissor really so tight that Mercedes tried to get up while having the leg scissor on, and then she squeezed it tighter, and then she started. Trisha Dora started doing push-ups while she had her held up. And then Mercedes fell back down, and she went back up, and she held her again, and she kept doing the push-ups at the same time. Fucking fantastic. It was a great back and forth. So if you guys really want to check out some pretty good indie wrestling, check out Trisha Dora. She's out there. You'll see a bunch of stuff on her on online. But unfortunately, she didn't win. Mercedes Martinez retained her title, her women's title on Dark Elevation. It was really damn good. And which led us to the next day, which was Wheeler Yuta, who we've been fans of for quite some time, defending his Pure Championship his ROH Pure Champion title against the former Pure Champion, Josh Woods. This was another great fucking match. I love that AEW's putting these matches up on the YouTubes, even though it is on the YouTube, even though it is a dark match. I love that they're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking great because it's putting out something that a lot of people don't get to see, or that haven't seen in the past.
The only time you get to see a WWE dark match is if you're at the show.
Right, exactly.
That's if they have one or two.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't know if they have dark matches for the live events, like for Raw or SmackDown, but I know for the house shows that you'd never see anything unless something that they actually have filming there, because there are times that they have little things here and there that they're planning on working on, but you don't see that very often.
Well, like with Raw, I mean, they do have dark matches because that's how I saw Shelton Benjamin for the first time.
Okay.
So, yeah, but you're right. Like, as for a house show, unless they have filming there, because that's when they're gonna do the occasional tag title or the occasional title swap.
Right, because you don't see that very often either.
Right, unless you want to give the Bloodline more titles, because they don't. You know what they're missing? You know what they're missing? They're missing both the women's titles. Bring back the European title just to give it to the Bloodline. Let them keep the 24/7. Bring back the Hardcore title.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back all the old WCW titles.
Yeah.
That's
all we need.
That's
all we need right now.
There was a meme I saw earlier today on Twitter that had the Bloodline, and it had like every title, like it was holding every title, including like some of them I of course added on, but like it was like the women's title was the 24/7 on top of what they already have.
And that 24/7 is just like it's just one of those. It's one of those joke. They try to keep it serious, but it is a joke title, dude.
You know what it is? Say. It's the modern day equivalent of when the 24/7 rule was on the hardcore title.
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's all that is. That's all that is. It's the modern day.
It's the modern day hardcore title.
Fucking 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when the late Crash Holly, R.I.P., was like basically hardcore champion for the majority of the time that title was around.
Mm-hmm.
When he's like running around, he fucking hired protection.
Yeah.
But now you got this fucking 24/7 title that
literally goes from person to person.
The 24/7 title is just there to keep Ron Killings employed.
Yeah, it really is.
What's fucked up is that
fucking RJ Truth.
He's a legit talented individual when it comes to wrestling, but they never took his career seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real.
And he's a yes man, so they
were like, all right, cool. Because you know what it is? He's like, yo, just give me the paycheck. I don't give a fuck. Just give me the paycheck.
Yeah.
I don't care what you guys make me do. Just give me the paycheck.
One of my favorite moments in my lifetime was that a good friend of mine, who's a person of color, tweeted to R-Truth saying, "Do you really think that you're a good role model for children?" And instead of replying, he fucking blocked my friend. my friend's like, "Yo, I've been blocked by R-Truth."
That's hilarious. Oh man, that's funny. R-Truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to the dark matches over there on AEW. Wheeler Yuta he's a hell of a fucking wrestler, and the good thing about the pure matches is that you have pure rules. There are rules to these matches, so like one of the biggest rules is that like you only have a rim break 3 times in the match. So
Interesting.
the rope
Okay.
break, you could only have one
Yeah.
rope break 3 times in the match. You each only get 10 or I think it's like 10 or 15 seconds outside of the ring.
Oh
Um,
shit. Okay.
you could only you could only tap out. I mean, break from a submission like a couple times. Like the rope break exactly. You only rope break 3 times, and if you rope break after the third time, they can't let go until you tap or not. So that's a hell of a stipulation right there. Um, but regardless, this match was so damn good, especially from two uh, pure champions going at it. We haven't seen Wheeler Yuta really defend it as much, but uh, Josh Wood was actually a really good uh, champ that held it for a little while. And a few of the matches that I did see with him were actually really damn good. And this one was no different. Of course, we know Wheeler Yuta putting on a hell of a fucking match. He's been doing so much good shit in AEW for quite some time, and at the moment, even though he is a pure champion, he's also doing the best of the Super Juniors in New Japan right now.
Okay.
That's been going on for the last few days. I think they've had like 3 or 4 days of it so far.
Nice.
That's why you're not gonna see Wheeler Yuta for like another week or so. I think it's like a 7 or 8 night, event. But yeah, that's going on. But Wheeler Yuta came out on top of this one. Like I said, it was a dark match. You're not expecting a title change here, but it was a good match regardless. They're both great fucking wrestlers. The two competitors, the two not competitors, but the two challengers are actually really damn good. Both Trisha Dora and Josh Wood are great. So I really hope to see more of them, whether it's in AEW or anywhere else, even on the Indies. Like they're both really damn good. So
Yeah.
so check them out if you
Right.
haven't watched them before. And I guess that pretty much leads us to Dynamite that happened this week. Because of course we're just gonna continue with the AEW. So we've been doing the AEW since pretty much the beginning or whatever. We're gonna keep with that, and then we're gonna go to the WWE stuff a little bit later. But as far as Dynamite, we had like 3 or 4 matches that were for the Owen this week for the Owen tournament. We had 4 matches, right?
I believe it was 4 matches.
Okay, so it started out with Samoa Joe, and from what we saw previously before the match, the event started, one of the biggest things that were happening for this event was that they were going to be having a couple jokers coming in, one for the women's against one for the men's against Samoa Joe, the other for the women's against Britt Baker. So Samoa Joe started out tonight, and we're like, who's going to be his contender? I was personally thinking it was going to be Miro. Because I was like, yes, give us Miro. Miro against Samoa Joe. Fuck yeah. I need to see this. I want to see this so fucking bad.
And I was telling you, I was thinking it was going to be someone like Johnny Gargano, who was
Right.
rumored to be.
Yes. Who everybody online, and I personally, I kind of fell into that trap as well. I was like, oh my God, we're going to get Johnny Gargano. Because, who was it? Tommaso Ciampa posted a picture of him and Johnny Gargano, and what's his wife's name? What was his wife's name? I forget her name. Horrible I am. But he posted a picture of both of them, like, oh yeah, I'm here with these 2 jokers, and I was like, oh my God, because this is it. But of course, yeah, that wasn't it. It wasn't Johnny Gargano there. He wasn't the Johnny that we were expecting.
No.
But the Johnny that we got
was the former John Morrison.
Yes, John Morrison, Johnny Elite, Johnny Caballero.
Yeah.
Johnny that
He put on
has
a
80
hell of a
bazillion
performance.
names. Because he's fucking
Yeah.
great, dude.
He's fucking great. He was so. I mean, when he came back to WWE after X amount of years, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna have the Miz and Morrison again," and they just really didn't use him the way they should have.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about how much bigger the Miz is compared to Morrison now,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
and so like they totally underutilized Morrison, and then they released him shortly after they released his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Right around Thanksgiving, and I remember the tweet like, "Way to go WWE, like releasing both of us, both sources of
Mm-hmm.
income
Yep.
before the holiday." And I feel your pain because I was also released from a job right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So way to go,
Yay.
bitches.
Motherfuckers.
So then we see more. Well, we see Johnny Elite
Yeah.
do his thing against
The
Samoa
wrong Johnny.
Joe, and yeah, and then episode title, The Wrong Johnny.
Yeah.
So instead of like the two Jakes, it'd be the two Johnnies.
Mm-hmm.
Or
The
a
tale of
tale
two
of two Johnnies.
Johnnies. Yep.
Yeah, a tale of two
That's
Johnnies.
it. That's it right there. The tale of two Johnnies.
And or if you want to add in if you smell ...
Huh.
So anyway, so Johnny Elite did his thing against Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they made him lose
Yeah.
to Samoa Joe, who I was sort of mad at because I'm so fucking over Samoa Joe right now. It's
I
like,
get
all right,
it.
yeah, whatever.
I get it. I completely get it. But the
Hey,
thing is,
I'm
like it's leading up. It's leading up to a bigger thing with him
yeah.
against Jay Lethal, which that I'm excited for. I really want to see
Yeah, I
that.
guess. But like, I'm just so over Joe. It's like, oh, hey, you're brand new to the company. Here's a title.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
That kind of made me go, But yeah. But then later on in the night, AEW's official Twitter sort of tagged Johnny Gargano
Yeah.
with a picture of Johnny Elite,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
the tweet was later taken down, but we still all got the screenshot. Um, that's a huge fuck up.
Yeah, that was a huge fuck up. It was hilarious,
That's
but it
a
was a huge
huge,
fuck up.
yeah. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's about as good of a fuck up as, and we'll touch base more on this on the main show, but the Red Power Ranger getting arrested and they picked the wrong
Oh
actor.
my god, yeah. Yeah.
So we'll talk more about that
That's
on
great.
the
Yes,
main
we'll talk about
on the
that
main
on the
podcast.
other show, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's a similar fuck up,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But and for that one, where this was just Twitter, that one was multiple online platforms. But I'll dive into I'm gonna go in dry on that one on
Yeah.
next
That's
on the
fair.
main
I'll
show.
take it. I'll take it.
No lube, just me rough,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So they put up the wrong Johnny,
Mm-hmm.
and then that tweet later got taken down.
Yep.
And that's a big no. Like,
Absolutely.
somebody's getting fucking let go.
Nah.
No. So somebody had to write a fucking
It
1,000-word
was
essay on why they fucked up.
pretty much. It's either that or it was like it was a troll that was there. He was like, yeah, I just want to troll everybody. If you're not watching the show, we're gonna troll you this way, make you think that this was happening. That's not what's happening.
Well, I mean, it could be, but it could also be like that person had to do a Bart Simpson and like write, "I will not tag the wrong Johnny."
Yeah.
1,000 times on a chalkboard.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but instead of the Simpsons theme, it's the AEW Dynamite theme.
Yeah.
It's ruckus in
Oh,
the background.
and the name of Johnny Gargano's wife is Candice LeRae.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
I figured it out after a while. My brain was working.
So that was a pretty solid match, though.
Absolutely.
And like I said, unfortunately, uh, the wrong Joe
Yeah.
lost. And then
And that's perfectly fine. And because we
yeah,
later got news that he isn't completely signed over AEW. His door is open to show up whenever the fuck he wants to.
aha, see, I did not know that.
Yes.
All right, so that's good. That means that this doesn't count as a loss.
Right. Well, it does because regardless if you know if you're there or not, it counts towards your record regardless. So even like the dudes on dark matches, a bunch of them of course
Okay.
are literally they're not on contract. A lot of them are pay per day or whatever. They do still have a record, but
Okay.
it's okay. It's okay because after a while, after you wind up racking up the wins, if you wind up racking up the wins, it counts after a while. Kind of like if you look at Abaddon, she's on contract, but you don't really see her very much.
Right.
But she has like a bazillion wins, and I'm surprised that she hasn't been pushed to go for the women's title, whether it's the regular women's title or the TBS title.
Right.
Yeah, but it could just be that she doesn't really say much because she's a Walking Dead girl. She's a zombie. Like zombies don't
Yeah.
talk. So yeah,
Right.
so it's not like if she has a manager or anybody with her. So, which would be nice. I would like to see her as a champion because she's fucking good. But leading into, I guess, continuing with the women's stuff, we also had a return. The next Joker was a return that was going up against Britt Baker, and who I'm talking about is Maki Ito. She's fucking fun to watch in ring.
She really was.
She was in AEW for a little while. She came over when Emi Sakura first came over here to the AEW. And she's fucking fun. She's a fun chick. Like I love watching her in ring. So damn good. So fun. There was one moment in the match that she just started bashing her head against the turnbuckle because Britt Baker was trying to smash her head on there, and she was like, "What? I do this all day." She was smashing her head on the turnbuckle to kind of like intimidate her in a bit. But it worked for a second because she kind of like, "Oh, what the fuck?" But she wound up turning around and putting her in the what's that move called?
Oh, fuck, yeah, I don't remember.
The tooth and mouth. I forget. I don't know. I don't know what the name is called.
Wow.
The tooth and mouth.
We're real wrestling fans. We don't know
I
the
know,
names of
right?
moves
I know.
or people.
No, see, but we figured out the name of the people. It's just the name of that move. I forget the name of that move. But yeah, she put the move on and caused her to submit. That was sad because, like I said, I enjoy Maki Ito and I like what she does in the ring. She's really damn good, super fun, super energetic. I love when she does the she kind of
I'm sorry. It's called
the head drop.
The
The
lockjaw.
lockjaw. There you go. Yeah. So she does a diving headbutt essentially. Like she's about to run towards her opponent. She'll stop, and then she'll just drop to the side and headbutt the person. It's fucking great. Super fun. She has a super hard head for something. And I've seen a bunch of her matches online, and she's part of the DDT, and she's done a bunch of shit, and she's done a bunch of shit overseas, and every match is fucking insane because she doesn't just go up against women over there. She goes up against a bunch of dudes, and she's fucking good. I love it. I love seeing her match. I love seeing her fight. It's damn good.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Then another one of the Owen matches was Kyle O'Reilly against Ray Phoenix. Two totally different styles up against each other. You got the luchador style and you got the grappler / wrestler or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And they're fucking good. They're both damn good. Ray Phoenix has been around for a little while. Kyle O'Reilly has been around for a minute. And this was a fantastic fucking match too. I didn't know who to go for. Like I was going for Ray Phoenix, but I kind of wanted Kyle O'Reilly to win at the same time too. It was one of those matches
Right.
like I was very, very like, oh, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win? Like I wanted both of them to win, but of course, not both of them can win. But it's okay. It's okay. This was really damn good. I enjoyed this match. I enjoyed the fuck out of this match. And unfortunately, Kyle O'Reilly came out top. Super damn good. I was not surprised, but like I said, I wanted Ray essentially to win. I have his figure. I wanted to win. I wanted him to make it a little bit better. To have a little bit more Spanish in the cup. But unfortunately, that's not happening yet. But it was good though. It was good. It was a good match. Then the final match for the Owen for this week's Dynamite, or last week's Dynamite was Adam Cole, baby, against Jeff Hardy. An injured Jeff Hardy.
An injured Jeff Hardy. Like, he straight up didn't even... He just, like, attacked Jeff from the back.
Yeah.
And, like, screamed out baby, and then they had their match.
Yep. And this was a good match. It wasn't bad.
It was.
I was expecting that I was expecting a little bit more of Jeff Hardy being in pain.
Yeah.
But it still worked out.
I think he was legit injured too.
Oh yeah. He had the wrap on around his midsection or whatever. And it was there, like you could see that it was there. But it was a hell of a match. Super fucking exciting. Like I was like, okay, I like this. I like their back and forth, especially since Adam Cole was pretty much saying like, he watched him since he was a kid and shit. Like, I get it. I would be the same way too. Yeah. So this was a hell of a match. And unfortunately, Adam Cole came out on top.
Because Adam Cole's basically saying that he's going to win this whole thing.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see Adam Cole, if winds up happening, that Adam Cole will go up against Kyle O'Reilly. Because at the moment, Kyle O'Reilly is supposed to be going to get up against Samoa Joe. I think it's this week in Dynamite. And who does Adam Cole go up against this week? Do you know?
Oh, let me look at the bracket. Let's see. Updated tournament bracket. Dude, he was against Dax Harwood.
Oh no, Dax Harwood lost last week.
Oh wait, then that's. God damn it! Stop telling me this is updated. Wow.
Yeah.
To quote Owen Wilson. Wow.
Oh, that was great.
Wow, why can't I fucking find this? Well, we'll just keep talking and I'll...
Okay, we'll just keep going. Another thing that was super interesting about Dynamite this week was that we had another MJF thing. MJF is one of those dudes. He puts on a hell of a match. He puts on a hell of a promo. But This is the second time that we see MJF giving somebody lashes in a match.
Yeah. Sorry. So Adam, according to Wikipedia, Adam Cole's going to go up against either Samoa Joe or Kyle O'Reilly.
Okay, but who's the other person? There's supposed to be one more person in there.
This just has Jeff beat Darby, Adam Cole beat Jeff, Adam Cole.
Okay.
I'm going to keep looking, but just go on.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep on going. Yeah, Wardlow got 10 lashes. But what I loved about this was that Wardlow did not sell any of the lashes.
Not at all.
He didn't sell any of them. He didn't flinch. He didn't give a fuck. He was like, yeah, I'm just here. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take every single hit. Because I'm just that dude. I'm just the biggest badass here. And it was fucking fantastic.
Second website saying the same thing as Wikipedia.
What the
So fuck? Adam Cole defeated Jeff, and it's just waiting on because that was the semifinals. So Kyle O'Reilly versus Samoa Joe, upcoming Dynamite the 25th. And then at Double or Nothing, it's going to be the winner of that versus Cole.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I'll take it.
That's that.
Okay.
Just like, we'll go into the women. So what is it, like Britt Baker versus whoever?
Tony Storm.
Tony Storm. So the final four are Tony Storm and Britt Baker, and then Ruby Soho versus Statlander.
Oh, yes.
So whoever wins that versus that, and that versus that, go against each other. How crazy would it fucking be if they give it to Cole and Britt?
Yeah.
So
that would be insane.
They could go home. They could go home together happy. It won't be like, haha, I won.
Yeah. But honestly, do you really think they're gonna give it to the former women's champion?
I think they might give it to Soho.
I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. Yeah. I would love it if they gave it to Tony Storm.
As much as I would love Tony Storm to have it, I want Ruby Soho has been there longer, and I think it's her time.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see her win this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because
I wouldn't be surprised.
She's proven herself over the course of the last year how good she is, and and everything else, and the fact that she didn't. It wasn't like, oh, I was in another company where I was on top. No, it's literally like, I'm here now. I'm gonna start at the bottom and prove myself day in and day out. And so, yeah, I think it's time.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, I'm excited for it. I want to see what's gonna happen.
But no, like,
see, now I'm looking up the matches or whatever.
But no, like what you were saying about Wardlow and the 10 lashes. Yeah, Wardlow just kept smirking the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It was really
until it wound up getting he wound up getting low blow.
Yeah, but it was just too funny that like, just get like, yeah, what am I supposed to feel something?
Yep. Yeah. So Kyle O'Reilly, or Samoa Joe will wind up going up against Adam Cole at Double or Nothing. That was right. And then as far as the women's bracket, the finals: Tony Storm against Britt Baker, or Ruby Soho versus Statlander. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so those are the finals.
Yay. You were right. I was just trying to figure it out. Because I was like, hey, wasn't there more men's matches?
Well, yeah, but it's also like we've been watching these shows a lot.
Yeah, we're kind of lost in the mix here. And then we got another thing in AEW that I was super fucking excited for. Granted, we've been getting a lot of Swerve Strickland, and Keith Lee tagging together, and they've been a hell of a tag team so far.
Yeah, they really have.
And this week they cemented their 5-0 record, which made them the number 2 contenders to the AEW tag team titles, which led for Team Taz to come on and be like, yo, like, we can't have this because we're the number 1 tag team. So, which led at that point for Jurassic Express to come out with Christian. And they were like, yo, like, Christian was like, hey, how about all 3 of you guys go to get each other? So it's going to be a triple threat tag team match at Double or Nothing. And I am down for this shit.
Me too. That's gonna be a hell of a match.
Hell yeah.
Now,
hell of a fucking match.
Do you think Jurassic Express drops it, and that causes a rift between the tag team?
I don't know. I think what'll wind up happening, it won't cause a rift between the tag team, but what wind up catching that rift is Christian. Christian will wind up turning on the team.
I could see a heel turn.
Yes, I can definitely see a heel turn with Christian. He's gonna be like, all right, fuck you guys. You guys, I've been pushing you to do your thing over here, and you guys haven't done shit that I've wanted you to do. Which will lead eventually for a Christian versus Jungle Boy match for the next pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's how I call it.
I can see that working.
Yeah. Which will also lead for Jungle Boy to work on him getting himself as far as, going the singles route.
Yeah.
And eventually going for, either the AEW title or the TNT title.
I mean, who knows? We'll see what happens after the show.
Exactly. We'll see let's see what happens. Let's see how it all plays out. Because there's that we could only say certain things because that's what we would like to see. But is that how Tony Khan plays everything? Tony Khan plays everything. I said Tony Card. Jesus. But we'll see what happens. And then the one thing that I absolutely loved, but many, many, many people hated, was the Serena D promo.
I mean,
I absolutely loved that Serena D promo.
She cut into WWE a shit ton.
Hell yeah.
Especially when she talked about shaving her head for the Straight Edge Society without mentioning.
Yeah, she shaved her head. She shaved her head for WWE. She also she said she got implants for the WWE as well.
Yeah.
Which is something I was like, okay, I was not expecting this to turn that way.
No.
And then how she was talking shit about the WWE actually being, old pervs that were constantly wanting to have women doing, LeBron and panties matches and stuff like that. Or yeah, so like, oh shit, okay, that was a hell of a fucking promo. And for her to actually be like, yo, like, I've paid my dues and I deserve this fucking title match. And title match talking about is the match that she's going to be having at Double or Nothing against Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
And that's super fucking exciting. I want to see where this is going to go, because do I want to see Thunder Rosa lose? No. But
you also don't want to see Serena lose.
I don't want to see Serena lose either. Because even though she calls herself the professor, I can see why. She's really damn good.
She's probably
one of the best in AEW. One of the best women's wrestlers in AEW right now.
She's actually one of my favorites.
Yeah, she's fucking great. And I'm glad that they're actually giving her a push now. And they've made her such a vicious character that
Yup.
that she's just manhandling whoever she's going up against. So I'm very excited to see what she's gonna do against Thunder Rosa, because she completely annihilated Sheeta completely.
Oh yeah.
Like every match that she had, she pretty much injured her in every single match that they've had. And I've been loving every single minute of it. Again, the violence. I love the violence. Call me weird, call me whatever. I enjoy the violence. But that shit was good. Also, I forgot to write into the notes. We had an awesome match between Hangman Adam Page and Takeshita, who is from DDT. He's actually had matches against Maki Ito, and I've watched them. It was brutal fucking matches, really damn good. But he had a hell of a fucking match. I honestly would say, like, he's probably like my favorite wrestler of the week. He was fucking good. He was really damn good against the champion. Granted, they called it a title match, but it wasn't really a title match because he hasn't really had that many matches in AEW at the moment.
Right.
Because you kind of knew he was going to lose. But he held his own the entire match for like a good 15, 20-minute match, which you don't usually see in what tends to be like a dark match, because you don't usually see, these out-of-towners come in to just have like a title match, because you don't really see it. You don't think that's going to happen. And what wound up coming out of this match is that, like, at the end of the match, Hangman was pretty much like, yo, like, I was not expecting this to be as good of a match.
Right.
One because of, the communication between them. They both speak different language. I mean, Adam Page speaks, American English and shit, and Takeshita, is Japanese. So there's that language barrier there. But they put together a hell of a fucking match. I absolutely love that match. Probably one of the best matches of the night. And it's super fucking fun. So if you guys have a chance, check out that match. Because it's fucking good. It was really damn good. And it hasn't really been highlighted very much anywhere. It wasn't even in one of the top 5 highlights of AEW, of Dynamite last week, which is very sad, but it was a really good match. So if you guys get a chance, check out last week's Dynamite and check out that match and watch Takeshita, because he's fucking good. Like I said, check it out. He's good. I guess that's enough of AEW talk. That leads us into some of the stuff on the other side of the I guess now I guess we're going into the sports entertainment realm now, right?
Yes. We're going into the sports entertainment realm.
Yeah. A few things that actually like stood out to me, because I'm not gonna go over the entire fucking show for both of them. So overall, Riddle went up against Jimmy Uso, which essentially was gonna be the match before RK Bro went up against the Usos. It was actually a really good match, because it really showed off Riddle's style and how he can hold it down without needing Randy Orton on his side. And this was a hell of a fucking match. Like, I really enjoy Riddle in the ring. He's really damn good. And then Jey Uso was gonna interrupt, but then the ref was like, nah, We're not having that here. And he sent Jey Uso to the back, causing Riddle to roll him up, go for the pin. And Riddle won. Great match. It was a really fun match. And then another thing that was we've been kind of like on the fence about Cody Rhodes against Seth Rollins. Why are they doing this again? Can they just call it quits? Can we call it whatever? We're done with it. But we got Cody Rhodes hit another promo, basically saying we're gonna do this one more time, and this time it's gonna be a Hell in a Cell. At Hell in a Cell, that's gonna be the main match or whatever. But not only just that, but it's gonna be winner takes all. So Cody won 2 matches. Obviously, Seth won none of them. But whoever wins this match is pretty much gonna be like, okay, yeah, you're the better one of both of them.
Well, that goes into what we were saying on the last show, was that we didn't know if this was going to be like a best out of 5.
Right. So this is essentially Cody saying like, yo, like, I'm done with this shit, dude. Like, cut the shit. Like, we're gonna duke this out. Whoever wins this match, be like, okay, we are the better of the others.
Right. So we're not gonna get a rubber match because Seth didn't win. We're gonna get a winner take all, and let's see if Cody could get the sweep.
Yeah. So it's gonna be cool. I'm excited. That's actually one of those matches that I'm like, okay, I want to see that. I want to see where this is going.
Especially because, for all we know, I could be wrong when I was talking last time or in the beginning about Cody being back with WWE. Because here he is putting on some fucking show-stopping performances. As he has been ever since he left them, right? When he did the Indies and then AEW. And he's basically taking all the shit that he learned how to do outside of the company.
And he's taking advantage and putting it over here.
And I still love he gets to be his version of himself. Like Cats Go Crazy Part 2. So basically, Cody being his Homelander gimmick of the American Nightmare, with his theme, his attitude, his his whole persona. Like, I'm in. I'm so fucking in. I knew, and I've mentioned this so many times before, but I knew Cody was going to be something special.
Oh yeah.
Not just because he's his father, he's his father's son, but he always made it his own, and he was definitely the better 2 of Legacy. And he proved himself match after match after match after match for years upon years. Suffered through that bullshit fucking Stardust gimmick, which he hated. But he did it just to be, and always proved himself. And he keeps on proving himself. He broke free of that and turned himself into what he is now. And I'm all in. I'm excited for this match.
I'm definitely excited for it.
I'm super fucking excited to see if Cody wins. Or
we'll see.
do they have Seth win and then they want to keep going?
I highly doubt they want to keep going after that. Like, if
I hope so.
Because Cody was pretty much like, yo, like, I'm done with this, dude. Like, even at the last interview, he was like, yo, like, I'm done. I don't want this anymore.
Yeah.
So, but of course, Seth Rollins had to be, a little whiny bitch, and was like, yo, like, I want this to keep going because I want to win.
A little whiny bitch in his wife's lingerie.
Yeah, yeah. Because what the fuck? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Something I'm gonna jump a little bit. Something that that I found so fucking stupid. Um, we had Bobby Lashley go up against Omos in a steel cage, and it was an okay match until the very end when Omos threw Lashley into the cage, knocking down one of the walls, one of the
Mm-hmm.
cage, which the cage wound up falling, and then Lashley was the first one to touch the ground. What the fuck? That was the stupidest ending to the fucking match. Granted, yes, it was a fair win because, of course, he was the first to actually touch the ground. But what the fuck? Like once again, like
Yeah.
I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this thing or
I'm
whatever.
tired of this too.
Um, but unfortunately, I did get a little bit of a glimpse of Raw this week, and yeah, it's not over. That's all I'm saying. It's not
Yeah,
over.
no, no, it's not. It's
It's
still going.
still, yeah, it's still going. It's still gonna keep going, and then we'll talk about that. No, we won't talk about next week because we'll have something else to talk about next week completely. Um, that's something else that was pretty cool on the match on this week's Raw was Asuka beat Becky Lynch again, and I'm glad that Asuka's getting a little bit of more of a push. Like she's fucking good, and I'm glad she's back.
Yeah.
So she beat her again because Becky Lynch was going to hit her with her umbrella, but she wound up getting that getting the mist spit in her face, and it was fucking awesome. It was fucking cool. It was good. Like I said, I enjoy Asuka. She's really good in the ring. Becky Lynch is also a fantastic performer too. Like nothing against her, but she's really damn good. And the final point for Raw was that we finally got the I don't know how do you call it because is it the NWO? Is it a Bullet Club? What the fuck is it exactly? Because at the end at the end of the tag match between AJ Styles and Finn Balor, uh, Liv Morgan joined them with the Too Sweet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what is this? Is this the new NWO? Is this like I said? Is the new Bullet Club? Because Bullet Club does the same Too Sweet as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so what's gonna happen with this? Uh, how is this? How is this gonna play out? Because I want to know. I'm curious about this. I'm very
Yeah, I am
curious.
too.
Like especially now that we have the what was it? The House of Purple or the what are they?
Judgment Day.
The Judgment Day. I honestly I do not like that name for the group.
No.
I get it, but I do not like it.
House of Purple's a better name.
I think so too. I think so too. Or Dark Order point oh, like
Mm-hmm.
2.0 Dark Order because they have the same color, which is the same color that the Dark Order had as well. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. I don't. I just work here. Um, but what's gonna happen? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, this whole bootleg Bullet Club. Um, I'm kind of excited for. I want to see where this is gonna go because, of course, I think this week on Raw, well today probably, or as we speak, they're probably having the AJ Styles and Liv Morgan against Damian Priest and what's her face? Um,
Rhea Ripley.
yeah, Rhea Ripley. Yeah, which should be a good match
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, they're all great fucking wrestlers, especially AJ. AJ Styles is fucking fantastic.
I
He's
mean,
been around for
he's
fucking
called
ages.
phenomenal for a reason.
Yeah, 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 yeah. he's called the word that I don't like saying very much often, but people use it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of using that word. You've known this for ages already.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one of those overused words in the English language. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because that's something that just keeps popping up everywhere. Um, then we had SmackDown last Friday. Uh, and SmackDown was actually it was semi decent. There were a couple things that I absolutely did enjoy though. One thing that I'm super digging is that Raquel Rodriguez is getting a huge push. Like she just came up from NXT, um, and she's had some pretty good matches so far. Last week she went up against Ronda Rousey, and that was a hell of a fucking match. Um, and then this week she was going up against Shotzi, which is another like I've never really watched her wrestle because like I've mentioned before, like this is my first time really watching a lot of this new WWE stuff because I haven't watched WWE in quite some time. But uh, Shotzi did a hell of a promo, a backstage promo before their match, and pretty much saying that Shotzi that Raquel Rodriguez was a bit of a disappointment. How she was uh, a waste of talent. She called her at one time, but she also called her a six. She said she was 6 feet of disappointment, and I just couldn't stop laughing at that. It was
That,
it
that's
was a
just really. It
great
is funny.
fucking promo. It was great. It was fucking hilarious. Kind of reminded me of when I was in high school and my biology teacher said that I was a waste of space in her class because for some reason I wasn't doing what I needed to do, and I was like, yeah, it's probably because you're a complete cunt rag. Um, but yeah, but that's essentially what she wound up telling her, and it was freaking hilarious. Um, and then Raquel Rodriguez continued to just decimate her in ring, and I fucking loved it every minute of it because she was fucking good. She's a massive wrestler, um,
Hmm.
and she puts on a hell of a fucking match, and she wound up winning because she something that the commentary, I think it was Michael Cole, pretty much called it the Shitoku bomb, which is
Okay.
essentially like a massive fucking power bomb. She picks her up over her head, like her whole body over her head, and then slammed her to the ground. I was like, holy shit. Like, I've never really seen a woman choke slam the fuck out of somebody before. Have you noticed it before? I think the
Not
mostly I've
not.
seen a woman do is like a power bomb. Because you know how Nyla has, the Nyla
Yeah.
bomb and stuff like that.
I've seen power. Yeah, I've seen power bombs. Never a choke slam.
Yeah. She choke slammed the fuck out of her. And I was like, okay, I like where this is going. So I kind of want to see her do more shit like that.
Hmm.
I want to see her do more stuff, especially like she's a huge babyface because even though she is a massive person, usually you see these massive women, these massive dudes, usually automatically become, a heel. She's not.
Yeah.
She's a super babyface. She comes out with a big smile on her face, super happy, super joyful, but then she also beats some ass while she's at it too. So I want to see where her character goes. I want to see where they're gonna give her that push, and so to see if she actually gonna wind up getting another title shot. So we'll see what that happens with Raquel. Um, and then the match of the evening, the match of last Friday, we had RK Bro versus the Usos. This was a great fucking match for SmackDown. Um, Great back and forth. RKO, of course, we RK Bro, we know they're fucking great. There's a reason why they are the Raw Tag Team Champions, or why they were the Raw Tag Team Champions. Um, and it was a really good match until the very end when Riddle was about to go for the Super RKO, but it was rudely interrupted by the head of the table.
Oh, of course they were.
Yeah. And then that led to Jey Uso jumping off the top rope, doing the frog splash, pinning Riddle, which led to the Usos unifying the tag titles. That was a moment of silence for everybody. For those that don't know, it wasn't just dead air; it was a moment of silence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly a moment of silence.
Yeah.
For those who know, they know they're like, oh fuck them again.
Yeah. So now the whole bloodline has all the titles pretty much, which is something that we kind of hinted at before. Like, it's happened. It has happened.
Yay.
People were super excited for it, but honestly, I am not. We are not. Because that's kind of like monopolizing a whole thing. Like, oh let's just have the whole fucking no, I'm good.
This is worse. This is worse than when Evolution had all the titles.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
because they didn't have it for. I mean, Triple H had his belt for a while, but like, this was not this.
No.
Like, yay.
We'll see what comes out of this. We'll see. Like, I am cautiously optimistic to see how far this will last, because at the moment they are the longest running tag team.
It'll be like this till the day the company fails and shuts down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or these guys are going to be the champions after they're retired and dead.
Yeah, at the moment they were, well, as of SmackDown, they were 306 days with the SmackDown titles.
Yeah.
So it's literally they're I guess you could kind of say they're the longest running unified tag team title champion holders.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how long this will last. Again, another moment of silence. But that's pretty much it for SmackDown and Raw. Didn't get a chance to actually watch Impact. I think I got enough of Impact last week, but I think I gotta watch it this week, because I think this week is when the episodes start going up for when I was there. But yeah, it's a cool time to be a wrestling fan. It's a cool time to be a geek. It's a cool time to love the shit that we love. It's pretty cool shit. So check out. Well, do you have anything else to add on, Brian?
No.
Okay. So check out InnerCityGeeks.net. We got a whole bunch of shit sometimes. Of course, we got this show. We also have the main show, which is the Inner City Geeks podcast. We talk about most of the pop culture stuff. Go check that out. Then there's a bunch of other shit over there, because of course, we don't want to shine too much over there, other than the Bride 2J stuff, of course. But yeah, check all that stuff out over there. Then we got links to some pretty cool places that you can check out, especially Fight TV. Like I said, you can watch what is it? Capital Collision, and New Japan's Capital Collision over there on Fight TV. Click the link; it'll take you straight over there. Then you could also find something that I started watching the other day was MLW, which is Major League Wrestling or whatever, from the West Coast, and I started watching it. It was actually pretty good. Somebody that actually wound up seeing in New Japan as well was Danny Limelight, who was on the show, on the main show, on the Industry Geeks podcast. He was there promoting his independent movie called Joe Riv, but he was in a MLW. That was a pretty good match. He had a tag match over there. It's good stuff. So check out MLW. So that's actually completely free over there. So go watch that. Then there's Amazon. You know Amazon. You know all the other places. You know, what is it? Beard Octane, ICD-10 for 10% off over there. So sick. Inner City Geeks 15 over there. Then there's CBDMD. Sideshow Collectibles, toys over there. And yeah, that's it for those places. Then you can find this show. You could find us on the socials, on the Twitters. You can find it at Suplex City Geeks on Twitter, like I said. Then where can we find you, Brian? Where can we find you, sir?
You could, of course, find me on my Instagram and Twitter, Bright2J Presents. You could check out bright2jpresents.com. There's Bright2J Presents, the YouTube channel, which links will be on the website, as well as links to the Inner City Geeks, in which we have links to everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can find me on the Instagram and the Twitters at Mr. Jackal, MISTERJACKAL. That pretty much wraps it the fuck up. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for giving us a little bit of mind. We've always been here for fucking about 2 hours. We appreciate you guys every single week giving us a listen. And making sure that we give you as much of this wrestling entertainment as we can, because of course we enjoy it. We enjoy it so that way you can enjoy it as well. So that way you can enjoy the shit that we watch for you, because sometimes you guys don't want to watch some stuff because there's just so much time in a day, and I get it. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you, and we'd like to wish you the best in your future endeavors.